E aí pessoal, beleza? No vídeo de hoje
Encode your DNA. Define your genetic structure. Choose a genetic resilience. Choose your first style. Pick your main color. Choose your detail color. Pick a class. Mercenary. Deadeye. Commando. Siphon. Saboteur. Sentinel. Commando. Deadeye. Deadeye chosen. That'll work. Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you... But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice. A reflection of your key, the primal energy that flows through everything.
Let me introduce myself. I'm the light and bright side of you, or your inner voice to be precise, an echo of balance and consequence of your actions as you move forward.
Seems more like you're being light-headed if you ask me, but you'll come around, eventually.
But what comes around goes all the way back around. So, it's better to stick to your instincts. You can't fight what's in your nature.
In your nature, and here I was hoping we'd be all about natural selection, survival of the strongest and so forth. If that's not instinct, then I don't know what is.
Natural selection is all about evolution and progress, and as soon as there's enough light, darkness will disappear.
Right is always right. Stories of death and the bodies left behind. A reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger. For it. This is not the time or place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. There's nothing stopping you now. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die. Chop, chop. Cutting edge. Flex those arms. The oil sludge is everywhere. To most, it only means death. Some have adapted to the new environment, changed with it. Evolution has its ways. That's going to leave a mark. Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The morphs produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Rods that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. Nothing like a little exercise. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. Locked, but good. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and, without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right, but no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. Of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. The last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar. How Lupa Lupin somehow left you alive after his raid on the old village. He must have had a purpose. There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village.
Bubuko von Junvun. Olo Yavofo Lolan Ofo Atu Awa Ya Come Ripa Auketo Tul Atu Yamalao.
Had it not asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Mooma knows you are here. You're such a The potato people, or Nono, The Nono's key energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its... Only time will tell. At least his intention is to dedicate his life to it. He has the feeling the fate of the world... You'll need a lot to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his. You have... He's grateful for all the help he can get. There's lots of Nono out there that need to be guided to the roots of the Pensai tree. Now that you've seen the Nono's connection with the tree with your own eyes, you have no reason to... From... He says you'd better hurry back to the village before... That's not true.
Momombusu?
He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow.
Loma utulu ba yowo
The tree started to die.
tulua ba.
Records tell of the ruinous death. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merkpuff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Nocco has tamed the midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast.
Loma toaha yalawa watnao evunku tubu tika maperna Miami.
He wants you to understand that you'll...
Muk bebuk mauketo tolu ayadre.
His friends have prepared something specific for each World Eater. The Mekton, the Octopod...
Kotuvun ko kunvun konu.
Regardless, you'll meet again once you've
whoa.
played your part in the tribe war and the situation... You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see. must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The World Eaters have made their marks on our world over. Look, a survivor.
Penelindes. Oh, where are so for the sale?
Anyway,
Iglesias so.
That's a spark of a...
What's there to
Not as much as...
always?
And you're...
Loa tolu for ayamu.
regardless of who you... The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world, and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way.
The water
Out of...
you lua tula. Yevovo atu auka nuk nueke.
It's a bridge. Just get over it. They've restroyed this area, muddied up what used to be muck, as if it wasn't bad enough before the tribe war began. That's the Jagni tribe's fort. Their friendship can be a blessing or a curse. It's up to you. You're either a part of their solution to the tribe war or part of the problem. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. They've already got word of an intruder, so he guesses the Sifu must be very...
Zata is the moi totloho. Kariesne zdace. Paro, ja put
The Jagni tribe wants to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. They want to vanquish the tribes, as the only way they can guarantee peace is through supremacy. The Sifu is determined to let the World Eaters destroy the Tree of Life, as it's part of their strategy to cleanse the world and start anew. He welcomes you to the Jagni fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu.
Vlada zanamach. Oni sporenos odli zanamach. Skuni.
He
Padafu, uflet, padafu, uflete. Nezdatsne okoni.
Sometimes one memory can make another come to life.
Apinosko. Or viso orzekali. Apinos. Ives
Says there is some darkness in the best of us.
Totloho. Paro.
The Sifu was waiting for...
Nalest staridat. Tankrem odlisen in your way.
Their kin must put an end.
Zum iland.
He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen.
Zivot or visoko dolatsi ne na uko zanamach.
Once you've conquered the rivals out...
Orzekal zanamach. Skuni pavusisi pinatofo. Ale, na uko oni novi.
The gatekeeper welcomes you back to the fort. Let's see. between the eyes. Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the longer ones especially, deformed and unfurled. You might want to fall back. Now that's a flesh wound. Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you closer. Let's see. As time passes, memories fade, and sometimes feelings change. It's not about who you were, it's about who you'll become. This story is far from over. Echoes of a long-lost past, like whispers in the wind. Here's someone who takes each day as it comes. He asks how you are today. Goop says he always does better whenever he leaves failure behind. He's happy his good mood is infectious. He wonders where you've been. He hopes you've been out at the lake, practicing your swimming technique. Learning to swim can be scary when you don't know what you're doing. But fortunately, he's here to give you a helping hand. He thinks you should really know how to swim by now. Why not? There's no better time to do.
Usa. Yangu.
He says that wasn't too bad, was it?
Kawaida.
Way to go. Don't let the sound of the waves drown out your spirit.
Tonako.
But you need practice. Lots of practice.
Katanio nyana. Tonako.
Great things.
Tonako.
You just need more time in the surf. That's the only way you'll ever learn how to swim.
Katanio nyana.
Judging by your Muma's look, it seems you forgot something.
Serena Masalapo.
You promised you'd train with her before the sun goes down. It's time to go.
Andro? Bala.
She's not unhappy with your program.
Andro?
You should know, practice makes perfect.
Kanamunt.
As long as it doesn't kill you,
Dere?
she'll see you at the village square.
Ruemu Tono. Monibasa.
She said, here's another familiar face with lots of... Asks how you're feeling today. He was hoping you could help him pick up some scrap for a thingamajig. It's your own future you're risking by... You should look for things that are recyclable. It shouldn't take you too long to find some. He wonders what usefulness you found.
Sit up.
Sometimes he's an expert. He can work wonders with almost anything and asks if you know.
Fruit, drink, chick, typo.
He says, you did well, but he can't help but wonder why you decided to craft a weapon. He believes being considerate will help you feel at peace with yourself. He understands, but hopes you won't be... He thinks mastering the 6 weapon styles of Wang Fu is more than enough for anyone. It looks like she's starting to lose.
Monibasa.
You know she doesn't like waiting for you. She wants to see...
Kanoruta.
Then you've got a good excuse. You share a response.
Anora kapapon. Domale tuku.
She wants you to grow.
Tate ko babasakting. Masamal. Kial domale kanorutono.
You've always followed your own path, but this...
Urasa durut.
She wants you to understand. They look. He asks you to stop right there and wonder.
A funky donkey Danny.
He's not scared of anything, least of all.
Ay, nay.
There's no way they'll let you.
Emma tua moana.
He wants to know who you think you are.
Copia masuti. Ole olaga.
They push each other to become better, and sometimes someone gets pushed down along the way.
Santoro.
She asks if you're hurt. What happened?
Yo no massa man barut. Urasa durut.
If confidence is silent and insecurity is loud, she thinks you're absolutely right.
Dere?
The most important thing is that you're okay.
Mustiki muhka?
It's time to focus on your training now.
Camonu. Tropalo.
You won't need excuses if you are strong in your conviction. Here's someone close to heart, doing what he does best.
Muntea pastula e canisala vai.
Seeing you always puts a smile on your Popsy's face. He wants to know how you're feeling.
Wa tomosakula imapela.
He heard you helped Gizmo clean up. He's proud of you.
La fea nuch waxandonaneya.
He asks if you could help him too before you leave for training.
Como judo vavazene waxan markale zegi.
He wishes that was true for your Mooma too, but guiding the village into the future and teaching Wang Fu to her disciples seems more important for every day.
Como judo vavazene.
He suggests you get going and find him gadgets and ideas for how you can upcycle some old fabrics.
Jamakuda horedatunka.
He's curious to see what you found.
Kar badayan analove.
He's all for renewal and has even considered making the trip out into the wilds to look for a bionucleus pool and refresh his DNA.
Badayan analove in mo vein.
He can work wonders with pretty much anything and asks if you know how to upcycle.
Dana untiza vela.
Thinks some are and some aren't. One thing's for sure, though, your Mooma thinks...
Biada zene nenafternen.
He says it's about time you learned how and offers to teach you, starting with the...
Mishakwe hare zavania? Waxandonia ina mahamala.
The style might be too edgy for his taste, but it looks sharp on you. He knows she's already proud of you and everything you've achieved so far.
Kalba.
You should take it with you, wear it to practice.
Dre. Vaxa ush in tabadan.
He's sure your Mooma will forgive you for not wearing the traditional outfit.
Yama fore dome dachunka.
He's looking forward to seeing what you'll make next.
Ingavaldo.
Your Mooma says it's about time you got here.
Ingavaldo.
Hopes you're as ready as you claim to be.
Monibasa. Kanamunta.
She says she is eager to get started. You don't have much,
Kanamunta. Kodotuku.
but there's enough time left for repetition and you need it. Training dummies don't hit back.
Tukonda.
Wants you to prove that with some practice first.
Ruhemuktono.
Your Muma says you did well today. She's so proud of you.
Tukonda.
Thanks you for being such a good student.
Ruhemuktono. Masammal.
Been working on a present for you, with the help of Gizmo and Wiz.
Ritsentende.
You should go see him and find out what it is. You've deserved it.
Katja Toppolutta.
Says he's always thought so well of you, just like her. Catchy.
Asadurutu.
Your Muma says she's never seen an apparatus as green as this little thing. It's wonderful.
Katja Toppolutta.
Figuring that out is half the fun.
Kanamunta. Jojo no massamanvarut.
A piece of Scraptronics like this has built-in old-world tech that makes it...
Kanamunt.
It's called an automaton, and it's hardwired to your DNA. It'll follow wherever you go and see whatever you see.
Volakamunum rutna. Ingadaldud.
Says it's not a record keeper, more like a companion.
Ansonbara.
Your Muma says you look tired. No wonder. It's been a long day.
Volakamunum rutna.
She's so happy you made the most of it. Rest, and you'll find strength for tomorrow. Nothing could stop Lupa from setting the world on fire.
Antoro. Kensi.
Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. That's just adding fuel to the flames. Give it a last burst and you'll make it.
Kodotuku.
Your Muma says this is it. The time has come. She must fight Lupa Lupin. This time there's no escape. She can hear him
Kanamunta.
Lupa Lupin is a problem older than you.
Sanna jote. Kanamunta. Kanamunt.
Whatever happens, you need to know she loves you. And everything she's done has been to protect you, your Popsy, and those she was chosen to lead.
Tukonda.
She tells you to stay back. This is her fight. It has nothing to do with you. History has finally caught up with her.
Taifanamenuma. Dropalu.
She loves how brave you are, but she can't be worrying about you while she fights. This is her fight. Here it comes, the past coming to haunt the present. You must go through fire and water to make it out of here. Your Muma says you can make it if you believe in it. Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow. Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you. The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now. If a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next. Life must go on. Real sacrifice comes from love and necessity when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory. As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on.